Havana-based freelance journalist Ed Augustin joins me now from Cuba. Ed, thanks so much for being with us. Can you describe what you're seeing now and hearing from people there? The protests yesterday were simply astounding, amazing.
Yeah, yesterday I was out in downtown Havana the whole day, and I witnessed thousands of protesters in the central part of Havana who were out demanding change, demanding that the communist government stand down. And their main gripe, their main grievance was privations. These are people that for a very long time, but particularly since the pandemic, have become used to having to live on small food rations, are used to empty shelves in both supermarkets and pharmacies, and increasingly used to power cuts, the water going out. And so it was really that the underlying complaint of people was that they're fed up with waiting in line and economic privation. The protest started in various points of the island in the morning. They arrived in Havana yesterday early afternoon, and these protests, some were pacific in character, others were violent. I saw confrontations between protesters picking up paving slabs and hurling them at a policeman. One policeman was hit by a paving slab in the face. Police responded with batons, and I'm seeing videos now. The internet's cut at the moment in Cuba, but of ammunition. I'm not sure if that was live or not. Later on in the afternoon, the state mobilized, the army was on the street, and also people who supported the state, who support the Cuban government, came out in their thousands as well, showing their support of what they see as a revolutionary project that's worth protecting. Right now, in Havana at least, the internet remains cut, and a tense calm has descended on the city, while in key points around the city, state security and police are out in force, trying to show an appearance of normality. And
as to what really triggered this, because the sanctions, the U.S. sanctions, have been crushing for years, but you're suggesting that under COVID, the privation reached a breaking point for these people. Were there a lot of people jailed as well? How harsh was the government crackdown on these protests?
In terms of a government crackdown, yeah, I can confirm that hundreds of people were jailed, and there was violence both sides, from the protesters towards the state authorities, and from state authorities towards, and from the state with police, mainly police, but also state security, plainclothes police officers, towards the protests. And so I've been reporting in Cuba for 8 years. I've never seen protests of this scale. I've never seen violence on this scale. I think in terms of why it's happening now, I'd give two reasons. First of all, it's economic. Cuba, no country in modern history has been sanctioned for as long as Cuba. Cuba has been under sanctions since 1960 by the United States. Those sanctions were very, very much increased under the Trump administration, and the Biden administration to date has not removed any of those sanctions. And so this is a long-standing pressure cooker strategy, which has as its aim the idea to suffocate the Cuban economy, to provoke discontent, to overthrow the government. So that's the context in terms of the sanctions. And as you alluded to, the pandemic has made things far worse. All Caribbean countries are highly reliant on tourism revenue. Cuba is no exception. And especially Havana, we're seeing that play out. And so that's one of the reasons. The other big factor here changing things is the internet. The protest started both in an eastern city and a western city in the morning, and news of that swept to Havana, so that by early afternoon people started coming out. In years gone by, when there were protests in towns and cities at other points in Cuba, people simply wouldn't know. So we're seeing the mass rollout of the internet, with millions of people now connected in Cuba, changing the social complexion and the political realities on the ground here.
Thanks so much, Ed Augustin in Havana.